All right, welcome everyone. Quick mic check. Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, well, welcome. Really excited for this panel today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Annalisa. I am with Atrium. I do social and events. But before I introduce our guests, just wanted to give some context for today's session. Sorry, my dog is trying to make an appearance here, over here. All right, so today's event is called Beyond the Cohort, and we are speaking with some of our UHI alumni. And we did want to host this because one of the biggest questions we hear from other UHI builders is what actually happens after the cohort wraps up. So we know that demo day is a big moment, but it really isn't the end. And it's usually when things start to feel a lot more open-ended at that point. So there's a whole new wave of possibilities and opportunities that come up. So when we're saying beyond the cohort, we are talking about that phase. How do builders take what they've worked on during UHI? How do they show up and turn that into whatever comes next? So today is about hearing what that looked like for alumni. And before I pass it over, also, unfortunately, Farmer couldn't make it today, so we do have Baptiste and Vanch, but I'll go ahead and pass it to y'all to handle your introduction, starting with, we'll go with Vanch.
Hey guys, I'm Vansh. I've been building in the crypto space for the past 2 years now. Really involved with DeFi and Uniswap for quite some time. I was a member of UHI 5, so it's been a great journey, a great ride since then. And recently I joined in as one of the founding engineers at Block Capital.
Awesome. And Baptiste.
Hello guys, so yes, my name is Baptiste, I'm from France. I was also part of UHI 5, so that was I think April to June or something like this of last year, pretty recent, and I recently joined Cohort Protocol as their new CTO in last September.
Awesome. Well, welcome y'all. I'm very excited to have you here. And we do have a lot of questions, and just to give a quick rundown, we'll run over our questions, and then also for any of you listening in the audience, if you do have any questions for our guests, feel free to drop them in the chat, and we'll take some time afterwards to run through those as well. But I want to get started with hearing a little bit of both of your backgrounds before UHI and what motivated you to join. So we'll start with you, Baptiste. What were you working on before joining UHI?
Yes, so before UHI, I was the CTO and co-founder of Nefture. It's a security company that's building a monitoring solution for DeFi funds for them to protect their portfolio. So I built this startup for about 3 years. And in 2025, I started freelancing. So I started working with companies like StakeDAO, building DeFi protocols. So I went from more like an off-chain monitoring product to then wanting to be more hands-on into DeFi development. And so then I learned about Atrium, and it made a lot of sense. I was looking for something like guided to do in parallel to being a freelancer and working for DeFi projects and Web2 projects. So yeah, that's how
Awesome.
I came
and then Vansh,
to joining.
Yeah, Vansh, what about you?
So as the co-founder of Flowly, Flowly was a DeFi automation platform built on top of Arweave. So yeah, we were building it out for a year. Went through a few cohorts in that ecosystem, and yeah, we really spent time on polishing it out. Had a few investment runs for it as well. But yeah, earlier this year in 2025, I started freelancing. Working for multiple founding teams, mainly at Recursive Studios. So yeah, we collaborated with Dragonfly, Atomic Fund. So yeah, some of these companies. And after that, I had a friend who went through UHF4, and he told me about his experience. I was like, okay, yeah, I need to get into this. And yeah, that's how I came into it.
Oh, absolutely. And to even backtrack, even before UHI happened, how did both of you get into Web3, or how long have you guys been in crypto? Anyone can take
Yes,
it.
I'll start. Yeah.
Yeah, go for
So,
it.
so yeah, it's like 2 years back. I was just randomly scrolling Twitter. I was just reading a few white papers. A few friends were pretty excited about what's been going on in this industry, and I was reading the Bitcoin white paper at that time. And a friend was like, "Oh, yeah, you have to start getting into Ethereum. It's just you can program things over here." And he got me into DeFi, and that's like I was like mind blown. I was like, okay, this thing exists, and that's I think curiosity is what led me in, and since then it's just been a whole lot of building.
Yeah, absolutely. Baptiste, what was your aha moment that got you into Web3?
Yeah, so I had been following blockchain as like a concept and a technical concept for some time. Wasn't really an investor until quite late. And actually in 2021, I decided to choose my major, to do my major into blockchain development, my engineering major. And there I had amazing teachers, and it's kind of when I had the aha moment of like, oh wow, like you can build truly trustless, decentralized applications that can give like a lot of power and freedom back to the user. And I think that's when I really clicked to me that it was not just Bitcoin and creating like a new monetary system. It's also like much wider into creating a better web.
Yeah, oh, great. And then Vanch, I feel you on the Bitcoin white paper being your aha moment. Mine was personally the Cypherpunk manifesto. I highly encourage everyone to check that out. I still pick it up from time to time to remind me, but really nice to hear how you guys got into this space. But when you entered UHI, and I think it's really cool that both of you came from the same cohort. When you were applying, what were you hoping that this cohort would unlock for you? It sounds like you were already working on other projects within DeFi. Baptiste, we'll start with you.
Yes, so I think the main reason I wanted to join was to get like, well, first like new experiences, meet new developers, like join an ecosystem, which was truly amazing. Like I met a lot of people, Bomik included, in Argentina a couple of months ago. We had like the Atrium team for the Uniswap Cup. We had like afterward, like all of this, everything around the cohort was just fabulous. But then I was mostly I wanted to join to have a more like guided learning experience, and same thing there. It was just amazing. The resources are very technical, which is something I was really looking forward to. You can learn with other people. There is like very clear guidelines. They really push you to go through. Like there's a lot of accountability that's asked. And yeah, you have a nice hackathon at the end where you can really put in practice what you learned. So
yeah, awesome. Vanch, what about you?
Yeah, so for me, it was more about getting to learn Uniswap v4 more. I think I agree with Baptiste on the fact that it really provided me with a good learning path to get into Uniswap v4. And along the way, I met some amazing people. Wish Farmer isn't here today, but I had some great conversations with him. Me and my co-founder, we built out something really good at the hackathon, and that's something that we continued till like 3 or 4 months, and that's thanks to all the learnings that we had throughout the 6-week cohort. So
Yeah, awesome. I know I'm really excited to have both of you on here because it sounds like you both had a lot of deep experience as builders, as founders, and have already been in the space. But I mean, throughout the cohort, and I mean, even after the cohort, were you guys already thinking about shifting into more like long-term roles, or were you just focused on building and expanding your own personal projects? Anyone can take this one.
So yeah, on my side, I was like 6 months into my freelancing like journey.
Right.
So I didn't really have a specific goal in mind. I was quite open to joining a new company, starting my own, or like continuing to freelance. And for all of these paths, like UHI Atrium was actually really good because like it's a really good line on the CV, really good experience. It's a really good new understanding, new possibilities to work with Uniswap v4 related projects as a freelancer, and also there's a lot of opportunities to start a new project if you want to become a founder, and I guess that's what Bench ended up doing. So yeah. That was the goal. Not really a specific goal, but I knew it was opening me to a lot of opportunities.
Yeah. Vansh, what about you?
Yeah, so for me, it was so 2025 for me as an year was a lot about building new products and trying to make something of my own workout. And throughout the multiple ventures that I had, I think the product that I built during UHI was one of the ones that really took off for a while. And I think that's one of the amazing things that I had throughout the cohort.
Yeah. Awesome. Before we shift into, or we are going to dive deeper into learning more about like inside the cohort or what your experience was. But I am curious to hear from both of you, what projects did you build in the hookathon? And are those projects still live today? Are those hooks still live today? And Vansh, we'll start with you for that one.
Yeah, so me and my co-founder ended up building Irene. Well, we rebranded to Irene later. Earlier, it was like more of a meme name called Front Run This, because the entire point of our hook was that we were capturing MEV from bots and giving it back to the traders and LPs. So we basically built dark pools using EigenLayer and did off-chain batching and ordering for using a hook, to basically not have front run attacks or sandwich attacks for traders.
Amazing. How about you, Baptiste?
And yeah, I built LiquidDAO, and it's a tool for DAOs to retribute their members more efficiently. So they would pay them in tokens like most DAOs do. But then if these members that got paid in tokens want to exit their token positions, they would be able to go through a private Uniswap before pool where there is no possibility for MEV, and they have basically zero fees. And it would be the DAO like subsidizing this for them. And I didn't really have much time to push the project through. In ECC, I met really interesting people. Also in Berlin, I went to one of the Uniswap events. So I had amazing feedback and help from people, but I didn't really have the opportunity to push it through because I was freelancing, and then I joined Quark.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Amazing. So now we are going to shift gears and go a little bit deeper into your experience, or both of your experiences in UHI 5. But and I know both of you have touched on this a little bit already, but if you could pick like 3 things about your experience, like what are like 3 things of the entire UHI experience mattered the most to you? We'll start with you, Vansh. I'd like to hear.
Yeah, so for me, I think the most important thing throughout my Uniswap V4 journey with UHI was accountability. You guys had this thing where if I missed a class, I would get this mail of that, oh, you're not here. And I think that really pushed me to be consistent, be more, productive with what I was doing. So I think, that's definitely one. And I think it was really a lot of reading that I did. I picked up that habit from UHI because there were a lot of times that I couldn't in the video lectures. And I just went through the course content, and it became like a rabbit hole of me going through white papers, through documentation. So I think, a reading habit, accountability, and I think learning to have good conversations with the people that were part of that cohort. I really doubled down on my social skills throughout the cohort, whether it be on Discord or on office hours. So those are great.
Yeah, amazing. And then, Baptiste, what parts of the experience mattered the most to you, or stood out the most?
So for me, it was the clear path of learning, which is also comes back to the accountability that Bench just mentioned. There was there's one way to do the course, and the team was really making sure that we're going through it, and that they're really pushing us to make it, because it wasn't super easy. It wasn't extremely hard, I think, for people that have experience already, like Bench and I, but you had to put in the hours. It's not something that would just be automatically acquired as a skill. then the second one was the final project. So there was like a really big prize pool, so it was really motivating to create a good project. There was so I actually ended up doing the project alone because I didn't really want to. I don't know, just like bad timing on my side. The final project, so I didn't want to be in a team member. But like I could see there is like amazing opportunities to create a really strong team, connect with people, and learn together for this final project. And then the third one is the alumni. So I could really see this in Argentina, but like through the alumni Telegram channel, we all met up in Buenos Aires. We had the soccer team, and I mean I went through this, but yeah, that's like I think a open-ended value that I know what I got up to now. That was amazing. It's probably a lot more to have. Like this call is actually one of them as well. So
yeah, amazing. Now I love hearing this. So I mean, I personally come from the hackathon space, and I know like UHI has a very a different approach. I mean, you're joining this cohort with very intentional learning, and then there is a hackathon at the end. How would you guys say that experience has like differs from other onboarding experiences, like if you've worked with other DeFi protocols? If anyone wants to answer that.
Yeah, I think I'll take that up.
Sure.
I think the point. I think the hackathon was like a really great motivator throughout the cohort. It was a great motivator for me to actually build out a product that I'm going to be continuing after the cohort as well. And I think one of the most memorable parts for me was office hours because again, great conversations, great learning, and
and Baptiste.
Yeah, on my side, most of the hackathons I did were ETH Global hackathons, so they're much more like time bound, which like has its pros. But I really enjoyed the fact that the Atrium hackathon was, I don't remember exactly, but it was like from the middle of the course, or you could actually start very, very early on. Like there was no really time constraints, which, like as I said, wasn't the best timing for me. So I ended up rushing it over the last weekend. So I didn't really benefit from this, but I could really see like for someone who like can really put in the hours over like the 1 month or 2 months, I don't remember, of the hackathon, like you can really end up with a product basically, where like other like shorter hackathon, you end up with like a scrappy MVP that works for the demo, but you can't really put on the market. With Atrium, you can really build something really cool, and then if you get some of the prices, I saw some people with like 5 digits prices. I can really bootstrap your project and just push it to as a startup basically. So I think I really like the format.
Yeah, I know, and especially with the cohort format. I mean, even if you aren't able to get that finished product at the end, or for those who didn't who weren't able to like submit their projects, there's still value in participating in like the in the like if there's still so much value in the learning, and that's something that you get to carry with you. But I mean, and like through this like cohort format, I mean, what skills or habits we'll start with you, Baptiste. Like, what skills or habits did you like acquire that you still use today in your job at Cohort?
I don't think any specific habits, but skills. To be honest, like I think everything got like condensed in my routine, so it's a bit hard to reflect back on like specific skills. But yeah, you can imagine like smart contract development skills. I don't know, maybe once you have a better example.
Yeah.
I think for me, it would be more on the social aspect of things. I really learned how to, have conversations about the work that I was doing. So I was a little shy before the cohort, I'd say, but during and after the cohort, I really built up my social skills. I think the reason why I'm working on Block Capital right now is because of those social skills that I developed during UHI. So yeah, I think the ability to explain what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, I think that really came in handy.
Yeah. Vanch, I want to like dig a little bit more into that. I mean, I know that throughout the cohort, you mentioned that you were like encouraged to like talk to more people and talk about the work you were doing. Exactly, like in what instances do you feel like there was a shift in feeling a lot more like comfortable in doing so?
Yeah, so anytime we had discussions on Discord about what we were doing, where we were stuck with a certain problem, we just hop on a VC on Discord with someone, and I had to really push myself to explain it properly to someone else what I was building, and I think those conversations were the exact shift that happened. So I had countless conversations throughout the cohort, just getting feedback for what I was building, solving problems for what I was building. So I think that those conversations that I had, those are probably it.
Yeah, amazing. So we are going to now talk about after demo day, or just after the cohort, and how both of you navigated like what was to come next. So for you, Baptiste, I know you mentioned that you were freelancing before, but after the cohort ended, how did you start thinking about what you wanted to do next, or how did you start thinking about exploring opportunities?
Yeah, so I immediately started to think of like the more like midterm, long-term vision of the project I built. And I was like, I really want to give it a shot for this project. So I started like reflecting, contacting people. So I was in Berlin at the time. There was this Uniswap event, so I went there.
Oh, was this during
like
Berlin Blockchain Week, right? Or back in June?
yeah.
Oh, nice.
And so I had amazing feedback from like top contributors of the Uniswap DAO. So then I like kept this contact, saw them again at ECC. Like I kind of started to like network, get feedbacks on the project from people that could actually use it. So I guess building the more like midterm, long-term vision to test my product, not through like a hackathon, but through like the actual market to see if there was potential.
Yeah. And then what about you, Vanch?
So we actually had the opportunity to take Irene to HPA, the Hook product accelerator that Atrium runs.
Oh, nice.
So we had an amazing time with Bhaumik and Ishida over there. I think that was one of those things that really tells you how to be a founder, to think like one. We had so many exercises about how to build out an ICP, how to actually go and market your product out to people. And I think just to add to the social part, this was also like a huge part of me building out my social skills. And we worked on Irene for I think for the next 4 months. And I think that was like right after the cohort. And when things weren't working out well with Irene, that's when I started freelancing. And later down the road, I just got tired of working alone, so I was looking for a good team to work with, and that's how I came across Block Capital. And
awesome. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit more about how both of you found your opportunities, but actually let's shift to that, because I know we did a lot of covering on like what that experience was like for you in the cohort. And I do see in the chat there's a few people that are very curious about finding opportunities after UHI. I mean, and I know a lot of folks go on to continuing to build and expand on their own Hook projects, but I mean, for both of you, or actually, I want to hear from you, Vanch, because since we were just talking about how you came to find Block Capital, how did that opportunity come about? Were you at an event? Were you staying active in chats, or how did you discover Block?
So I was just getting ready for IBW India Blockchain Week that happens every year. So it was in Bangalore. I was studying there, and I saw that Block Capital was hosting a hackathon on something called a diamond proxy. Now that was something I didn't know, and that intrigued me. So I was like, why not just go and learn and see how things work out. So yeah, I applied for it. Went over there, had a great conversation with the founder, and I think this is something that that has helped me throughout my journey a lot, is having in-person conversations with people. So
Yeah.
you can really get across to them, and I think I did with Sheetal, the founder of Block Capital. So
Nice.
yeah, I had this great conversation. We both sat down, discussed ideas, and throughout the hackathon that happened over there in Bangalore, it was pretty clear to me that this is a team that I want to work with, and that I see good promise in this project, and I want to be the one building it out. So that's how I ended up in Block Capital.
Yeah, amazing. I know. Well, for both of you, it sounds like both of your opportunities came about just through networking and attending these like in-person events and just talking to the right people. So yeah, Baptiste, how did you discover Cork?
Yes.
Joining the team?
So yeah, definitely like in-person networking goes a long way. It's not super easy to travel to all the events because they're like in different countries. It's like you need to invest to go there. Can have potentially like visa issues and this kind of stuff. But yeah, I guess there are events in like the whole world, and I think to like build trust, it goes really a long way. So on my side, I was in Dubai for Token 2049, and I met a recruiter through an intro from a friend. So it tells you like how much the space is like really like connecting people for the best and the worst. And then this recruiter connected with me with Cork, and I met Rob, one of the co-founders, at ECC, and we had an in-person like chat, coffee, and then that was like the start of the hiring process, and then they hired me like 2 months later, basically.
Amazing.
That's how it went. And so that was like right after UHI. So not sure exactly how much it contributed, but if somebody was giving me the choice, I wouldn't put it out. Probably contributed some amount.
Yeah, no, absolutely. For you as CTO and then for you, Vansh, as a founding engineer, both in like amazing positions. I want to know, did both of you spend a lot of time like searching for job opportunities, or did you guys have any like failures in that journey, or was this all just kind of like right place, right time? I want to hear about did you get a lot of no's before you got yeses? Yeah, go ahead.
So on my side, I wasn't really looking actively for a job. I was like, if a really good opportunity comes along, I will take it. And Cork ended up being like exactly the type of thing where I wouldn't be able to say no, because it's a like protocol that really answers a hard problem in DeFi today. So it's like they're bidding on mainnet. It's a great team, like lots of reasons. So I was like, yeah, I can't say no. Like, let's go. I'm super pumped. But I was still in the phase where I was like, okay, I'm really good. Freelancing gives me a lot of freedom. I can really expand my network. Like basically freelancing was funding my traveling to expand my network and grow in the space. And I was still a bit like, do I want to be a founder again? So I was kind of giving it a shot with LiquidDAO. Wasn't like extremely convinced. That's why I didn't go full onto this project. But I was like, at some point, something might come up and I would focus 100% to become a founder again. But yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. How about you, Vansh?
Yeah, I would say my experience was pretty similar to Baptiste as well. I wasn't really looking for a job, but when I came across the team, had a conversation with them, and then it hit me like, okay, this is solving a really good problem. We're building wealth management tools on chain. So yeah, again, a really good problem to solve. So talked to the team, had a great conversation with the other engineers, and I was like, okay, this is right where I want to be.
Yeah, amazing.
And if I can add something to this for everyone watching, I think if you did great at UHI and built a cool project end to end, like it's not going to be an issue to find people that are looking for a job. Like we are not profiles that have like such an immense supply that it's hard to to find the demand. It's much more the opposite. Cohort, we're hiring right now for senior smart contract developer. Actually, if there are some smart contract developers looking for positions, even juniors, hit me up. We could be open.
Okay.
But right now we're looking for a senior guy, and it's very, very tough. The market is really hard. The people are really good. They have positions. So I think if you're not getting like maybe like a few opportunities a month that come by you, it's probably that you're not communicated enough, like you're not putting yourself out enough, because I can assure you, if you go to a few in-person events, if you post on X, these kind of things, like a lot of people are looking for you.
Yeah. Awesome. No, this is all very helpful. And I know, I mean, for both of you, you are like both in leadership positions. For those that are joining this next cohort, or maybe like previous alumni that might be on the job market, I mean, what like key pieces of like the interview process, like, do you have advice, or do you have any advice like when it comes to like that interview process, or how builders can like better showcase their work? Like, what stands out to you when you're looking to bring somebody new onto your team? And I'll start with you, Baptiste, since y'all are hiring.
Yes, we're in the process right now. So it depends, because there are a few steps. The first one you want to pass is the screening. For this, I rely a lot on the GitHub. So like obviously there's the like green map. It doesn't say everything, but it's kind of like the first thing I look for. And then I go straight into seeing if you have public contributions, and I analyze them. So it means doing a lot of hackathons and having like public projects is actually really good. Even if the code is a bit scrappy, it's always like a good thing to have. Like when I see it's a hackathon project, I'm not so like I don't look too deep in the code. But also the best thing to have is actually real contributions to public repositories. So if you can like do open source contributions, or if you can do freelancing projects for like GitHub repos that are public, it's a really good like long-term value for your profile. So that's the screening. Obviously CV and this kind of stuff, but to be honest, I mostly look at the GitHub at this point. And then I think I look a lot on the soft skills, like the technical capabilities. Is like you need to reach a threshold. If you're below it, we're not going to continue. If you're above, it doesn't matter that much if you're like much higher, or like higher, or a little bit higher. Then like the soft skills are going to be very important. So how are you as a person? Do I feel like I'm going to like have a good time working with you? Are you going to be like someone that's really driving the team, or the other people are going to learn from you? You're going to learn from them and be like a key team member. I think that would be the advice I would give.
Yeah. What about you, Vansh? Do you have any advice for like the interview process, or what would help other folks stand out when on the job search?
So I think I agree with Baptiste on a lot of those points. There's like certainly some key points that every company should look for. For Block Capital, I think we really look for values of decentralization and trustlessness. Since we are DAO, we really want those values to be in the people that are joining us. From a technical point of view, I think definitely looking into I definitely spend a lot of time looking into their code. I spend a lot of time reading the contracts, seeing how well they can write contracts and not just wipe code. So I think that's a big part, and definitely GitHub open source contributions are a must. I think those are probably the biggest indicator of someone that can actually contribute and work alongside a team. So I think those are some core things that I would definitely look for in an interview, and I think those are some things that I presented myself with when I was applying for Block Capital as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And are both of you pretty active on Twitter? I saw someone just commented here in the chat. So posting on X is super important for us. Got it. Do you guys have any comments or reaction to this?
I don't think it's like a hard requirement. Like there are many ways to be public about your profile, but like if you do it, I think it's a big plus. Yeah. Also, like
Yeah.
reaching out to people, going to DMs, even to like top people in the space, you might think they're like unreachable, but actually not that much. Like if you DM me on Twitter and you're not like a bot or a spam, or you don't ask me for a call or this kind of like spammy thing that everybody gets a ton, like there's a really good chance I will answer you. So yeah, DMs and posting goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. Vansh, what do you think about this?
I wouldn't say it's super important. I think just putting yourself out there is good. It's good for recruiters. It's good for us as a DAO. By the way, we're hiring as well. So if you're a developer, marketer, if you're a designer, anything, I'd love to have a chat with you. And I think the best way to reach out to someone would be on X, like Baptiste said. So it's one of the easiest ways to reach out to founders, to people like me. And yeah, I think it's not, I wouldn't say posting is super important, but I think, being active there definitely helps.
Yeah, absolutely. I love how common that this is now. I remember when I joined the space, and I think it was like 2022, I was at Gitcoin, and half the people like that were on my team had gotten their jobs just by DMing the Gitcoin founder, and or like both of the founders, and I thought that was really cool. But now it's such a common thing. So yeah, very, very bullish on building out loud and reaching out on X. We are getting some more questions in the chat, but I do want to just make sure I'm covering all bases here. But we'll get to a quick. Well, to close things down in the discussion, like on our discussion questions, I just have like 2 more questions, and then we have a lightning round, and then we're going to tackle all the questions from the audience, because I see that there are quite a few coming in. But to round things out, so for both of you, if you were to go through UHI again, what would you do differently, Baptiste?
I have a lot to say, because I wasn't super happy about how like I handled the UHI. As I said, like wasn't the best timing. Had a lot of work. It was a lot of events at the same time, so lots of traveling.
I've been there.
So I think I would do more of what Vansh did, which is participating more on the Discord, but also in the office hours. I think these are huge value to really connect with the other people. I did it a bit, but not much. And then like putting more work on my final submission, because you guys give the time, so better use it.
Okay, but it's all good. Your experience with UHI and everything that you've done thus far has gotten you into this position. So
I'm not like but I think I could have. There's always more you can do, but yeah,
always. Yeah. What about you, Vansh?
I would say it was a pretty good experience for me. What I would do differently is definitely look at other people's projects a bit more, dive into them a bit more, because there were some amazing projects that were in our cohort. So especially from demo day, I think we were 10 teams that were presenting at demo day after UHI 5. And much later, when I went through those projects, just did a lot of reading, and it was amazing to see the code that these guys had written, the ideas that these guys had, and it was like a huge learning opportunity for me. So I think it's great to work on your own project throughout UHI and learn from the instructors that are there. But I think your peers are like actually really smart. They're building great things, so looking into their work, just getting some inspiration from what they're doing, I think that's a really valuable thing.
Awesome. And just from what both of y'all have seen, like whether it's in your current roles now or in freelancing or as being a founder, what's a common mistake that builders may make when considering what happens after the cohort, or what they would like to do after the cohort? Any mistakes or missteps that?
I think a common mistake when you build a project that you want to transform into a business, especially when you start with a hackathon, is like you start going with the prizes, going with the tech, going with things you want to learn, and these, I would say often, but I would say not necessarily, transform into products that people actually want. So that I think it's fine to go for bounties, to go for the tech, to go for learnings. Of course, it's a bootcamp, but I think if you do prioritize this for the hackathon, you should then like really reconsider like how to test your solution in front of users to make sure that you're actually building something that people want and that the market wants, so that you don't get into like a 2 years journey of building something with cool tech, but doesn't really meet a need.
Yeah. How about you, Vansh?
Yeah, just touching down on that last point, I think user feedback is probably the most important thing that I personally see. Being a founder, I think from my first venture, I don't think we did much of that. And when we were working with Irene, we made sure that every week we are talking to at least 3 or 4 people and getting into good conversations with them, exactly knowing their pain points with our product. And I think that's what led us to more opportunities with what we were building at Irene.
Yeah.
And maybe to go a bit deeper on this, right after UHI, so I went to this event in Berlin, the Uniswap event, and it was exactly my target, like DAO members, DAO delegates that have huge power and decision-making power in the DAO, in the Uniswap DAO, so like perfect person. And to put it like roughly and a bit extreme, they kind of killed my project. They kind of made me like rethink and be like, yeah, probably like the thinking I had initially is not really something that the market wants. And I think it's really good. So you should like strive for this. And then it doesn't mean your project is dead. It means just you need to pivot and maybe change some stuff and make it adapt. And the risk is to have this realization too late. So I think, yeah, as Vansh said, like go talk to users, not any users, but the users that would actually pay or use your solutions. And try to kill your project so you make it evolve into something better and more sustainable.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
Amazing. Very helpful. Okay, so we're just going to do a quick lightning round for both of you. What is one trend in, whether is in like Web3, crypto, DeFi, just like one trend that happened in 2025, for example, prediction markets, that you don't wish to see moving forward in 2026? I'll give you some time to think of that.
That's very hard.
Yeah, there's so many.
It could be anything.
Okay.
I think the like huge X perps, like the 500 leverage, 1,000 leverage, 7,000 type leverage, and like the whole like gamification of these kind of things, I think is something I don't want to see. It's happening in TradFi and DeFi, so I don't know. Probably it won't not happen in 2026, but yeah, hoping.
Yeah, I would say everything being a prediction market isn't the best thing that I saw. I think every project that I saw was having prediction markets in the application. I was like, this does not need to be a prediction market. So moving forward, I don't think that's something that I want to see.
Yeah, it felt. I did. I think it was like permissionless 3 hackathon that was like in 2024. I remember most of those hackathon projects were prediction markets, and that was like, I think Polymarket was like just the big name at the time, and I was thinking like this is so mind blowing. This is so cool, and now everything is a prediction market. So with that question in mind, what is, like, if you could be a trend forecaster for what's next in Web3 or DeFi for 2026, what's something that you predict will be on the rise, or like, whether it's like a project type or any theme?
I would say adoption, because that's something that we're also working with getting wealth management on chain. And also with the current strides that we have so many EIPs implemented for adoption already to improve the user experience. We also have some big names, JP Morgan, BlackRock coming into the crypto space. So I think mass adoption is something that I really want to see, and I think will be something that's prominent in 2026.
Yeah.
So on my side, I'm a bit biased, but I think tokenized risk. So it's basically what Cohort does. And I think it's going to become hugely important because projects like Vanch and the people that he mentioned, like JP Morgan and these kind of institutions, they need to actually create more structured and more complex products. And for this, they actually need the risk to be tokenized so that they can hedge against it, purchase a risk, cover a risk. So yeah, I think it's something that's coming 2026.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you. That's it for lightning round, but we're going to go ahead and run through some of the questions that came in from the audience. And this one is for you, Baptiste. And then Vanch, I believe you said you had been freelancing previously as well, but how were both of you finding freelance gigs? And we'll start with Baptiste since this one was for you.
Yes, so might not be the answer people await, but a lot from network, from like friends and people I've worked with in the past that just recommend you. I had like one person that found me through LinkedIn and reached out to me through LinkedIn, and I initially thought he was a scam, but I still answered, and it ended up I ended up closing the gig, and it was like, now he's a friend. So yeah, I think like cold reach outs are quite tough because of this, like there's so many scams and it's so hard to build trust with people you don't know, people you don't relate. So I would say like intros and meeting people IRL goes a long way.
Yeah, I think right now in 2026 and 2025, I think this was probably the only way in crypto to get like most probably the only way to get freelancing gigs, because again the trust factor is low, and crypto is such a tight knit community right now. Anyone that probably knows someone that so it's I think referrals and recommendations from people that you've worked with definitely helped me, like personally helped me land most of my freelancing gigs.
Yeah, absolutely. That is very helpful. Okay, then this next question is, did you raise funding for your current ventures, and how did UHI play a role in those conversations or introductions?
Okay, so I think I'll go with this.
Yeah.
So with Irene, we got a few offers. One was from Taisu Ventures and a few more. We didn't end up raising, because again, raising is like a whole another conversation. There's this huge responsibility that you have to push the project forward, and we weren't really figuring the project. We were like, okay, might work, might not work, and we were a bit indecisive of where the project was going. So we didn't end up raising, but I think UHI and HPA, especially HPA that happened after UHI first, that was the reason for the conversations and the introductions that we had.
Yeah, that's very helpful.
Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah, on my side, I joined in September. Cohort has raised funds, but previous to when I joined. But I know that Zian was part of UHI 1, I think. He's one of the like oldest team members. And so I don't know, maybe he might have played a role. I'm not sure.
Yeah, awesome. That is very helpful. And then on that note, I know like we discussed a lot about like the value of networking. This is just my own personal question, because I don't want to lose this thought. But I mean, do both of you have like any like key networking tips for folks who might not be very comfortable like opening conversations and like at these like in-person events? Vanch, I know you mentioned you had a lot of experience with this, or that was like one of your big breakthroughs. We'll start with you.
Yeah, so I think a lot of my learnings that I had with UHI and before, so I think the more technical learning that I gained, I think the more comfortable that I got with my social skills. So it was the ability to have easier and better conversations, be on that same level that other people were talking on. So I think that really got my imposter syndrome away, and I could just sit and have these nice conversations, have these deep conversations about DeFi with other founders, other people around.
Yeah, so I think what Vanch said goes a long way in like building up your confidence. But I would say to people that don't have like this very strong base level of technical skills, if you go to an in-person event, like most people in the space are really open to newcomers and to share their experience and their learnings. So I think just like joining a group, and actually often in crypto events when I don't know anyone at an event I join, I just randomly go to the first people that I see. You get in the group, you say hi, and then you let them continue the conversation. People are most of the time very, very open. You always have this one time where the guy is like super rude, or like, it's okay, just move on, go to the next group. It's okay, these people exist. And then, yeah, like if you can't participate because the conversation is too technical, either just passively listen, it's fine. And if you can, like if they're not like too into the conversation, like just ask questions, and they will explain to you, and it goes a long way. Or you can ask questions after, and then to just one person and just create a bond with this person, and then you will see this person again at another event sometime later, and that's how you create your network.
Yeah,
Just
always.
doubling down on that, I think the passively listening part, when I didn't understand a lot of things when I was new, and just going through events, trying to get to know more about crypto and DeFi in general. I think passively listening introduced me to a lot more topics than I would have just I wouldn't have found just searching the web on my own. And the fact that you can just ask those questions in person, or they're from someone that's already well versed in that field, I think that's like a great learning opportunity that anyone can have. So yeah, I always suggest people to go to in-person events.
Yeah.
And also the thing that people want the most at crypto events is to not talk about crypto. So just go to people and have a regular conversation, and they will love it.
No, absolutely. That's also very true. This is super helpful for me as well. I remember when I first joined the space, I did also struggle a lot with imposter syndrome, and was very timid to start these conversations, because a lot of the conversations were, you're entering these rooms and it feels like everyone else is a gigabrain and just knows all of these things. So that's just very, very helpful advice. Is of course, like, ask questions. And maybe don't talk about crypto for once.
I have these friends
love the
that
passive listening as well.
after
So
like
as
3-4
we're
days.
just about at time, I think there are no more questions. I'll give you both the opportunity if there's any other like advice or anything else that we didn't touch on that you wanted to share, like any words of advice or anything speaking to your experience.
Yeah, just touching down on what on the conversation that we had throughout throughout this conversation, is to just go up and talk to people if you can. If it feels a little nerve-wracking, passively listen. And I think asking questions is probably the best way to learn in crypto. There's so documentation is still there, but there's a way to understand things, and I think human connection and talking to people in person is probably the best way to go about it right now.
Yeah, agreed.
Yes, and on my side, I would say don't get overwhelmed, because crypto is such like a buzzing ecosystem where you hear everything everywhere. So like, for example, in this conversation, you hear me and Vange, these two people that are telling you that it's so important to go to crypto events, so important to network. Like, take it with a grain of salt. It's our experience. There are also amazing people that you will never see at crypto events that are just just pushing code, doing open source contributions, and they're also like in their own way succeeding, and sometimes even more. So just take everything with a grain of salt, and optimize for resilience. I think is the most important. I know a lot of people that got burnt out and just left the space. If you love this space, just optimize for resilience. It's better to still be here in 5 years than to try to be the best in the space in 1 year and to fail and burn out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's very, very helpful advice. And lastly, where can people? Well, you both of you have your handles. It looks like on your names, but is that the best way for folks to follow you and for those who want to reach out and explore opportunities at Cohort or at Block?
Yeah, X, Telegram, you can follow me.
Yeah, so just reach me out on Twitter, and yeah, I'll probably reply, and we can get you started with what we're doing at Block.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Vansh, Baptiste, thank you so much for sharing your insights. I really enjoyed this conversation, and I hope those in the audience got a lot of. I mean, y'all shared a lot of alpha, a lot of really great tips, and you have just great experience. So hope that everyone enjoyed this conversation. And of course, be sure to follow Baptiste and Vansh, especially if you are looking for any new opportunities. Cohort and Block Capital are both hiring, by the way. So that's woohoo. And a couple other housekeeping things. If you are listening and you are part of UHI 8, the next cohort begins tomorrow, starting with orientation at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you're checking your email. You should receive an invite to Discord and also with a couple other details. If you didn't get an email, just DM us on at Atrium Academy, and we'll be happy to help. But otherwise, again, Vansh, Baptiste, thank you so much. Great conversation.
Thank you, Annalisa.
Yes, and best of luck. Hope we get you some more folks from UHI over at Cohort and at Block.
Definitely.
Pleasure, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, thanks, y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.